Hello everyone, and welcome to Automation and BeamNG Drive. My name is Tim, and today, this is the edtru Musso. If you don't know what the edtru Musso is, it is a truck that I made a couple videos back, and today, we're gonna be lifting it. We're gonna be giving it the good ol' American lifted truck procedure, something that I've been seeing quite a lot of in trucks lately. So, let's get started. Now, this right here is the fixture page. Well, turns out if we press this little down arrow and press the gear, we'll find this pretty cool setting page right here for advanced trim settings and stuff like that. This thing can control all sorts of different things about the vehicle, and this page is particularly about the tires right here. In fact, we can do so much crazy stuff with this, and unfortunately for my how many cars are possible in automation video, I completely did not know about this. I literally didn't know it existed back when I made that video. But back to the quirky setting page. Right here, if you pull on this slider right here, you can adjust the size of the wheel like this. Right here. Pretty cool, if I say so myself. And we're going to do this to modify the tires, the ride height, everything about this truck, because lifted trucks are not low to the ground. And you know what? If I make another truck video, it's going to be about slammed trucks or something like that. I don't know. Or it's going to be something completely different. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. Now, this right here, we're currently at about 60, I want to say. Yep, looking pretty good. And you know what? I'd say 50 is about good for this, and oh yeah, this would make a pretty good squatted truck, better than the one that I made a while back, before I knew this page existed. I just made the front wheels huge, and this thing right here, this is looking good. But most squatted and lifted trucks that I've seen have one thing in common. Wheels that don't look like they match the vehicle at all that they're on, with the skinniest, thinnest possible sidewall, because they want giant rims, thin tires, and they hate comfort. Seriously, every single lifted truck I've ever seen in my life pretty much has these. There are only a few of them that I'm fairly certain still have the original tires or even some sidewall, but most of them have these giant rims with super thin sidewall, and it kind of annoys me. So, we're gonna do just that. Let me say this, these are the most hideous yet beautiful things I think I've ever seen on a vehicle like this. It's just something I cannot explain. I just don't know why I like it so much and hate it at the same time. But yeah, I'm also going to copy this onto the rear wheels as well, and here we go! Now the wheels are all the same. As I said earlier, the one thing in common with lifted trucks and squatted trucks is the aftermarket wheels. We can either use normal colors for them, or put them in some outlandish crazy color like green or blue or orange or red or purple or yellow or something like that. Or even rainbow, I don't know. We could put the wheels in whatever color we like. So, I'm thinking green. The same green that is on the Dar Sonat and the Dar Sonat Emperor. Yeah, that looks wonderful. Now, we could add some more things, but I do feel like this thing is definitely going to struggle with driving, considering that it has like 600 something horsepower, and it's also on these giant wheels, which I think are like 40-inch wheels or something like that. I really don't know, but yeah. Okay, those wheels, yeah, we're just going to put those wheels closer on the inside, and so basically, other than that, we're basically done with the vehicle itself, and we're just gonna need to give it a cool name to make it sound even cooler than it actually is, because I feel like someone who designs a truck like this thinks it's pretty cool, because you have to think something like this is cool in order to go through with this. So, I present to you none other than Liftosaurus Glory Hammer, Angus McFife, 555 McSix, Laser Shooting, Lifted Truck. And that is a name that I personally think is completely appropriate for this type of vehicle, because It's long, overly ridiculous, and it's just trying too hard to be cool, to the point where I actually do find it cool, not gonna lie. And now, let's go to BeamNG Drive! We currently have our lifted truck right next to our turbine thrasher, and let me just say something, this thing is super high up. In fact, it's so high up, I can't even see the turbine thrasher anymore. So yeah, this thing definitely has some blind spots, vertical blind spots in particular. If it's shorter than this thing just straight up gave up after a certain point. It said, absolutely not, I am not racing. Yeah, it tried any method possible to say no and to make itself unable to race. But we're gonna make it race, whether it wants to or not. And now, let's go! And off we go! Yeah. Let me just say this thing is definitely struggling to have any amount of traction. We've already been racing for about 10 seconds, and this thing is not even to, like, the first corner or anything. So, yeah. Oh, the steering. The steering on this thing is absolutely atrocious, to say the least. Like, this thing can barely steer at all, and its normal variant wasn't the best at steering, but this is just horrible. This is absolutely terrible steering. And the wheels, I thought that, oh, they're significantly wider, they'd have better traction. No, they don't. They have significantly worse traction. This thing's just sliding all around the place. And also, this is me flooring it. I kid you not. I am technically flooring it right now, and it's struggling to go past 60 miles per hour. So, yeah, lifted trucks are not good around the track. They're probably good down the drag strip or something like that. And as we can see, we're doing pretty good. We just went under the bridge. Pretty nice. And something I want to say is, yeah, this thing, probably not the best with comfort, but hey, on the bright side, you can mow down a crowd of zombies in an apocalypse if you have this thing. Just make sure your zombies don't know how to mess with your wheels, at least. Make sure they don't know how to do a wheel change, because if they do, then you're screwed. And now we are entering my least favorite part of this entire track, where it's sand, grass, track, it's just horrible. And now we're finally out of it, but now we're going into the squigglies right here, which are not good either, but they're at least better than just that big sand pit and all that. And we are so close to being done. Yeah, it's definitely going to take, I'm guessing, is it going to be like 2 minutes 30 seconds for this thing, or is it going to be less? I'm going to guess it's going to be like 2 minutes 25 seconds or something. Okay, let's see. Full throttle! And let's see, we're at almost 80. Oh, 80. Yeah! Oh, we did it! And let's see what we got. 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Not the worst thing, but considering we didn't even qualify, that's kind of sad, to be honest. I cannot believe that. But anyway, let's go to the drag strip. If you happen to have forgotten what the truck's name is, this is the full name of the truck according to BeamNG Drive. I believe it literally just duplicated the name twice, so yeah. Now that I think about it, let's race against the Cybentark, the truck from the other video we made, and let me say this, that video is already at like 2,000 views, which is truly incredible, and I thank you all so much for that. It means so much to me. And now, let's go and just do a good old drag race, and let's go! Okay, yeah, they're obviously gonna win. Their vehicle is much smaller, it doesn't have as much power, but also they're lighter as well. They don't have to drag around these giant wheels that probably weigh like 7,000 pounds each or something. But yeah, we're going pretty fast, and did they really hit a wall? I feel like they have hit a wall, and okay. Oh, the brakes absolutely suck on this thing, and that is not good. Oh, I think our truck just gave up, and yeah, that is not very good. And one thing I wonder, when will I someday surpass that 6 months ago 6.43 something second time? And now, let's just race the Renault Carafe, my original compact truck. This truck right here is kind of legendary because, well, it's orange and blue and has a kinda Golf livery. And now let's go! Now, the Renault Carafe is equipped with a 2.6-liter V8, making about 550 horsepower, revving up to 12,000 RPM. Yeah, we're definitely losing, and oh, we're already 16 seconds in, and we're not even close. Oh, goodness. I don't know what's going on, and really? Almost 22 seconds. I think I remember watching Doug DeMiro's video on him taking his Hummer H1 to the drag strip, and I believe that's like the same quarter-mile time, and that is truly pathetic. And now, let's race the Torque Master, our 7,600-pound pickup truck. And hopefully that thing is slower than us. And hopefully we don't have weird gearing things going on again like last time. And okay, let's see. And go! Oh my. I also forgot to mention, they have almost 5,000 horsepower. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. But they also have like 5,600 pound-feet of torque or something like that. And almost 17 seconds flat. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And let's see. Okay, their stopping distance is pretty long because, well, they're heavy. Our stopping distance is long because these wheels are gigantic and, oh my goodness. How come they have a better stopping distance than us, but we have a worse one, even though our brakes are better? And also, we have more traction, the vehicle is lighter and all that, and I think it's the wheels. I definitely think it's the wheels. So yeah, the wheels are definitely not the best when it comes to stopping and accelerating and stuff like that, but this time was better than last, and now let's race against a new foe. Our new foe is the Tectonic 165 GTR, which is the fastest vehicle in the Tectonic lineage. This is powered by the same... Let's go! That vehicle right there is powered by the same 1,000 horsepower V6 found inside of the 4SB GT. And yeah, it's no surprise they're beating us. But, okay, let's see. 19.2 seconds, basically. Don't get me wrong, that was absolutely tragic. But let's go after our next opponent, who is none other than our Squat Nation squatted truck powered by a turbine thrasher engine. Now, in almost all scenarios, something with that engine would beat us by default. And let's go! But... the wheel... They just gave up. They just straight up gave up because they don't want to do this. They know what they're driving is stupid, so they gave up. And let's see. Ooh, 16.4 seconds. I think that's their best time yet. And also, yeah, their vehicle is not going to make it to the end because their vehicle's front-wheel drive, and they literally spun their wheels off. That is literally just how overkill that vehicle is. Now, let's go to the next one. And this time, it's our non-lifted doppelganger. That is who we're racing against this time. And let's see. They're looking pretty small, pretty short, pretty stupid, and quite unpatriotic if I say so myself. Now let's go. And of course they're gonna win. They don't have these giant wheels attached to their vehicle, but you know what? The advanced setting pages, you can do some cool stuff. 11.8. 11.8 seconds. That is actually surprisingly good, I'm not even gonna lie. That is so good for this thing. I'm actually genuinely impressed. Like, seriously, I'm genuinely impressed. And, well, 98 millisecond reaction time. Pretty good. And now, let's do some off-roading in the Turbine Thrasher, just to give you an idea of what we're going to be doing next. Now, I think you get the point, so let's switch over to our lifted truck now, and let's take this thing onto the stones. Yeah, I think we only went, like, I want to say, like, 30 feet before our wheels just broke off. So, yeah, this thing can't do off-roading on stone, but what about off-roading on different materials, like mud? Mud, I feel like, would be something this would be good at, since, you know, it has more tire area and stuff like that. And I feel like it should be able to grab onto the mud more easily. So, let's do it. Let's just go into the mud. Let's try and make it all the way up that hill right there. And let's see if this thing is actually good at off-roading in this type of surface. So, let's get ready and go! Okay, so far we're not doing the best. 30 degrees is, yeah, okay, not looking the best, but 40, 50, and our wheels fell off once more. This truck really does like giving up on everything. This truck is just tired. It wants to be put out of its misery, but we can't have that. No, we need this truck to do some actual work before we put it out of its misery. And we cannot just put it out of its misery without it doing nothing, because that would be wrong. It needs to do some work. So, let's get it through the mud. This thing is surprisingly good through the mud. I'm not even kidding about that. And we made it to almost 60. And, oh, it's decent sand. Let's see right here. And, oh, of course our wheels fell off. All of them are off. Well, we can't just lose one wheel, can we? Okay, yeah, the moment this thing touches rocks, it loses all of its wheels. It's like this vehicle has a rock allergy. And now, let's try to drive this thing up some ice, because I feel like that would be a pretty good idea. Testing how good this thing is on ice, one of the slipperiest surfaces known. Now, we're already at nearly 40 miles. Oh, yeah, we are not able to go up any further. 40-degree incline is as far as we'll be able to go on ice. So, it makes me happy whenever all the wheels just fall off and, oh, no. Oh, just imagine how much a spare tire on this vehicle would cost, because you have to get such a specific tire size. And now, we're in just the regular non-lifted version of the vehicle, the version that can pull a burnout, as demonstrated right here. Yep, this is one of my favorite things about this particular truck, and that is actually why I really like this truck. It is one of my few vehicles that can pull a burnout. And that is something that I really like about it. Now, let's see what happens when we drive the normal truck over the rocks. Oh, it bounces a lot, but hey, the actual wheels don't fall off. We're gonna need to put it in low gear 4-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive does not have a transfer case. That is literally like the entire difference between 4-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. And yeah, this truck is doing pretty good for it all. This truck is a pretty good off-roading vehicle. It's not the best, but I will say it definitely would need more ground clearance if it were to do, like, mountain climbing or climbing up a trail full of logs and stuff like that. This thing would definitely need more, and 50. That is as far as we can go. It's sad that the lifted truck is better at off-roading on mud. And now, let's flip the vehicle over and do a top speed test to end off this video. We're currently at the 2nd generation jump arena, or whatever it's called. And now, we're gonna take this thing down just to see how fast it will go, because a lot of vehicles will actually top out at speed on this thing, and we'll just stop gaining speed altogether. Okay, we're at, well over 100. 150, 160, 70, 80, oh my, 85. Oh! Almost 200 miles per hour. Okay, and oh darn. Wow, that would probably hurt if this were in real life. And let's see, how many flips can we do? That's like 10, and now, let's go. Bye! You really think that is all we're gonna show? This little thing? Do you think that's all? Well, look at this. I like to call it the Tower of Babel of lifted trucks, and... Oh, that is horrible. We can't even drive this thing. It is that tall. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't actually know if it's tall enough. So, we'll be right back. This right here, this is the normal truck right here. Oh, yeah, that's the lifted one. That's the super lifted. And this, oh... I set this to 7,000 height. I can finally high-five the astronauts on the International Space Station. And